Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Reserved Investments, and thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I am going to be answering an email I received from a longtime viewer in regards to wanting to upgrade his copy of Batman 251 from CGC 8.0 to CGC 9.4. I'm doing this video on purpose to teach you guys the application of understanding the optimal collecting grade and also how to properly assess whether you're getting a good deal from a dealer that you're thinking of working with. So I'm hoping that you guys get something out of this video. If you do get something out of this, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see me do more videos like this, please also let me know in the comment section below. This is like an interactive case study. Those of you that went to business school, you're probably very well aware of case studies. You get all the knowledge, then the professor puts a case study in front of you and you're supposed to figure it out. That's what this channel is supposed to be like. It's supposed to be a master's level course in collectibles finance. Now, obviously, when we're talking about creating videos for a YouTube audience, some of my videos are more simpler in their nature. Others are more complex. I am starting to work on more complex content for those of you that are requesting those type of videos. Just keep in mind, I try to put out content that appeals to everybody at all various levels as to where they are in education status, age, and also understanding the dynamics of collectibles finance. So with all that said, let's get into today's question. Dear Sean, I really enjoy your content and love the crazy yet logical financial reasoning you apply to investing in collectibles. I started binge watching your content and I'm quite fascinated by the concept of the optimal collecting grade. I have a chance to upgrade my beloved copy of Batman 251 in CGC 8.0 with off-white pages. A small part-time dealer I have worked with several times before has a copy of Batman 251 in CGC 9.4 condition with off-white to white pages for around $2,600. In your opinion, Sean, is a copy of Batman 251 in 9.4 condition buying this book at the optimal collecting grade? So that's the first question that he's asking. He then goes on to state, the dealer said he would take my copy of Batman 251 in CGC 8.0 condition for $600 in credit to help me with the cost of this purchase. Is this a good deal? I would love to know your thoughts and how someone with your expertise would handle this situation. I don't want to get slapped in the face with a stale donut. P.S. I appreciate all you do. Okay, so we're going to take a deep dive into this case study, and I'm going to give you my answers. So let's talk about Batman 251. For the record, because I know people watch my content, they may not know the vintage comic book market. Batman 251 was published in September of 1973 by DC Comics. It features a cover by one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. Batman 251 is very popular amongst Batman collectors because it has a classic Neal Adams Joker cover. This is why people are willing to pay a premium for this issue. It doesn't even matter the contents of this book. It is considered a key just due to the cover alone. That's how prominent this book is known by Batman collectors. Now, let's break down the stats. CGC has graded a little over 4,200 copies of this book at present time in not only universal grade, but also signature series and also restored. The breakdown is roughly 4,298 total copies on the market out there in existence, 3,567 in universal grade, 660 that are part of the signature series, and 37 of these books are restored, ironically, which is quite interesting given the fact that this book is from 1973. Now that we have all that information, let's break down the price history of this book at present time in each individual grade. And we're only going to focus on grades 9.2 and up here, and you're going to see why. First, I'm not going to even comment on the price of this book in 9.8 condition, because obviously if you watch this channel, you will understand that this book in 9.8 condition is going to be nowhere near the optimal collecting grade. That is the whole point of the optimal collecting grade. Now, if this would be an Amazing Spider-Man 300 that was published in 1988, yes, a 9.8 condition copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300 is the optimal collecting grade. And as a quick review, if you don't know what I'm referring to when I say optimal collecting grade, you really need to spend some time watching some of my earlier videos. But all is what the optimal collecting grade is. It is a grade at which a third-party graded collectible can be purchased that is a steep discount from a similar collectible that is one grade above it. So if you still don't understand this concept, I assure you after this video, you will. So let's talk about the current price breakdown of Batman 251. Batman 251 in 9.6 condition. If you have a copy of this book in 9.6 condition, the current fair market value is anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000. You will see some dealers out there, they have a copy of Batman 251 in 9.6 condition. They'll put it up on their website for $6,000. It'll sell almost immediately. There are people out there that are willing to pay at present time $6,000 for this book. In other dealer circles, there are dealers out there that'll get this book at a great price. They'll list it on their website for $5,000 or $5,200 or $5,400. It'll sell almost immediately as well. So the spread of this book in 9.6 condition is anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 in my opinion. I think Go Collect lists the fair market value price of this book somewhere around $5,500. So they're right in the middle. Now, in 9.4 condition, this book sells anywhere from $2,600 to $2,800. So in my opinion, going back to your email, you state that the dealer you're working with is offering you this book in 9.4 condition with off-white to white pages for $2,600. That is a very fair price. You really can't get much fairer for a book like this that is very liquid and coveted. Now, because we're talking about the optimal collecting grade here, this book in 9.2 condition sells for roughly anywhere from $1,600 to $1,800. So when we look at the price spread between a 9.6, a 9.4, and a 9.2, we are looking at a price from anywhere from $1,600 all the way up to roughly $6,000. In this case, the optimal collecting grade for Batman 251 at present time, at the recording of this video, is 9.4 condition. So you are asking, is the 9.4 copy I am being offered for $2,600 the optimal collecting grade of this book? The answer is yes. 100% yes. Now, let's take part two of your equation, because I'm going to tell you right now, if this was just a question, Sean, should I buy this 9.4 condition copy with off-white to white pages for $2,600? I would tell you, yes, buy it. As a matter of fact, if this book was offered to me right now, CGC 9.4, even with off-white to white pages for $2,600, I would plunk down the cash for this book right now. This is how valuable I consider this book to be at present time. Now, this dealer did state that he would take your 8.0 condition Batman 251 for $600 in credit. Well, let's analyze the value of an 8.0 condition copy of Batman 251. According to Go Collect, which I am pulling up right now, a copy of Batman 251 in 8.0 condition, the fair market value is $775. Now, I really don't agree with that assessment. I honestly will tell you, in my opinion, a Batman 251 in 8.0 is worth $750 to $800. So if we want to split it, we want to say $775. I guess I got to live with that. In all honesty, I can really see a copy of Batman 251 in 8.0 easily selling for $800 any day of the week. I mean, there's a lot of collectors out there that they may not be comfortable spending more than $1,000 on a vintage comic book, or maybe it's just not in their budget. So probably like the same way that you acquired this 8.0 condition copy, they will go to the market and they just want to own the book. They'll buy it in a lower grade than that of the optimal collecting grade. Remember, not everybody is investing in collectibles. I want to make that very clear. I understand that, but just keep in mind, this is a collectibles finance channel. So you're asking me, are you getting a fair shake from this dealer who is offering you $600 for your 8.0 condition copy. In my opinion, you are, and here's why. Always remember, the dealer still has to find a buyer for that book. And you may not realize it, there are expenses involved in that action, meaning the dealer still is taking a risk by plunking down or giving you $600 credit for your copy of Batman 251 in CGC 8.0 condition. Because a hardcore serious investor, especially one that watches reserved investments, they may not necessarily want to go after a book in that low of grade. So this is where we get into this little gray area where if you're getting this book for $2,600 in 9.4 condition, it makes perfect sense to just give him the book, hand him $2,000 in cash, and get the copy of Batman 251 in CGC 9.4. Usually what I tell my clients is, if you want to know if you're getting fair trade value for the item that you have, if you're trading with a dealer, whether it be a graded coin, currency, Pokemon card, or in this case, a comic book, usually I tell people if you're getting anywhere within 70 to 80% of the fair market value, the dealer is actually doing you a solid. Because again, remember, there are costs with holding a lot of this stuff in a dealer's inventory that a lot of the average individuals out there that are unaware of collectible finance, or maybe they never ran a business, let alone a business that deals with antiques and collectibles, the cost of your inventory can eat you alive. This is why I get into a lot of disputes with Timmy's, Kimmy's, and Poindexters that tell me, Sean, I'm putting all my money in comic books or Pokemon cards or video games or toys or coins, whatever it is. You don't understand that these are non-income producing assets. If you make a mistake in buying something and it sits in your inventory or collection for years, and even if it stays the same in value, meaning it doesn't even drop in value, you have to factor in the opportunity cost of holding that item. And in today's financial market, today's financial economy that we exist in, right now, at the recording of this video, you can still get 5% in your money by parking it in a simple brokerage money market fund with virtually no risk. So cost of inventory and cost of capital has to be taken into account in this equation. But to answer your question, number one, a 9.4 condition copy of Batman 251 is in the optimal collecting grade. And number two, the dealer is being very fair with you. He's not upping the price of that copy of Batman 251 in CGC 9.4. He's not like trying to sell it to you for $3,000 or $3,200. He's selling it to you at a very low price, in my opinion. And more importantly, he's giving you a fair price on the trade because, again, he still has to find a buyer for that book on the back end. So in my opinion, I would honestly run to this dealer. I would take the deal in a heartbeat. Even, as I've said before, even if somebody came to me and said, Sean, I have a copy of Batman 251, graded by CGC in 9.4 condition for $2,600, it would be very hard for me to turn that book down at present time. It all depends on what the book looks like, how it presents, is it well-centered. If all those qualifications are met and at least it has off-white to white pages or better, which yours does, I would probably be a buyer at this book at $2,600. So I hope that helps answer your question. I hope also this video, if you watch it, you may have to watch it more than once, you can kind of see the steps that I took to get to that conclusion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you. Have a great night, and I will see you in the next video.